Hey fans, welcome to Primo Reef Acrylics. We have another update from my 7 gallon frag tank, which I haven't made for a while. The last time you guys were here, there were 2 clownfishes in there, the whole cycle stage. Some of you has recommended, which is a good recommendation. This is the way I love YouTube. If you find something wrong, you tell your viewers, you help your colleagues out, and you know what, people listen. So anyways, I got rid of those 2 clownfishes that were inside because A, there was no substrate, and live rock for biological filtration, whatnot. So I kept it a strictly frag tank business here. So I have only corals and nothing else. Again, the lighting that I'm using are two 54 watts par 38 lighting. They're roughly about, I would say about 20 inches above the water surface, angled in 2 different ways. That's just so light penetration actually hits the side of the corals, and not just from the top, because you actually, what I found was there was one particular coral, when the light was directly on top, it actually started bleaching, not bleaching, but kind of dying away from the bottom shaded section, which is a very common thing with LEDs. T5s, metal halides, there's a lot of light penetration, light rays that actually hit the coral from every different corners, but LED spectrum, it's a little different. You'll probably find this a lot, that the bottom shaded sections of the coral are not getting as much as lights. But anyways, nevertheless, let me just kind of zoom into my frag tank here. We have a whole bunch of corals going on. Recently what I did was I purchased these, well, I don't know if they're ceramic or dead rock or whatever they are. I purchased those, and you just kind of put your frag plugs in them. And I find them really nice because, you know what, I don't really like to have substrate or sand at all. So I'm just kind of keeping this a bare open bottom. These rocks actually keep the corals in place. Over the last month and a half to 2 months, there has been some growth actually. I haven't noticed it too much in the beginning, but the way I've noticed it is that when I fragged a couple corals here, so I believe this acropora that's there, and that one, and that piece over there. So there's a couple big pieces, and I don't know if you guys can see it too much, but I actually fragged that section right there. And whether in a matter of about 2 weeks, no, sorry, a matter of about a week, I've started to see these polyps that are coming into the cut section. So that's telling me that definitely there's growth going on. Even this other coral here, the other side piece is over here. But anyways, the piece where I cut from, I don't know if you guys can see, my camera really sucks. But there was a complete white section, but now there's polyps covered all over it. So growth is happening, and I'm really happy with this. I do weekly water changes. The water changes are pretty much very consistent. I have a batch of salt water that's already been pre-mixed at room temperature, a little better than room temperature, but it's pre-mixed, and I just kind of do that every week, 1 cup at a time. I just do 1 cup water changes, and that's it. Very simple to use. I have my overflow, which I have a sponge filtration with very little bit carbon. Sorry guys, just kind of getting over a cold. That's why my voice is kind of shot today. But I have a little bit of carbon in there. Just enough to take away some of the cloudy water that I've been seeing in the last couple of days when I did the water change. So that carbon really does help. What I do with the carbon is actually, I'll leave it in there until the water gets clear, and then I'll take it out because I don't want it to take away a lot of trace elements. I do have a test kit that I'm actually testing the calcium magnesium alkalinity, and I find that the calcium over time actually it gets eaten away by the corals much easier. So I'm not really dosing calcium too much. I think the water changes itself are doing the job for now. So I mean, this is it. I like it. It's pretty simple, pretty clean. The more corals I get, you know what, it makes me want to have a bigger tank. So I have some mushrooms on this side. Oh, once again, very sorry viewers. I have my rose bubble tip anemone that's been stuck to this corner and it won't leave, which is a very good sign. I have another rose bubble tip, green rose bubble tip that's inside, just a green bubble tip that's in there. So I mean, these two are doing awesome. I feed this one once a week. I keep forgetting the name of that leather coral, the leather finger coral. I I don't know. With the leather, there's a lot of danger beside of it. Sometimes if they don't like your system, they can actually, well, from what I read, they can spread chemicals in your system that really other corals kind of die from, and they cause a lot of mess. But anyways, this one here, I tend to leave it close to the overflow, because even if it does inject or release any toxins, the overflow will try to take away, or the carbon and the filtration that's in there will take away as much as possible. That's the only reason I have it there, because the way the flow is going is from the back. I have the flow that's traveling to the right side of the system, to the front, and I have the Corellia pump that's pushing it from the front into a full circle. So that circle is going pretty well. The Corellia pump, about 2 times a week, I actually switch the positions on them. So whatever debris is on the floor, I kind of sweep it away with the turkey baster, which is, when you have a frag tank, the best thing to have. You know what, you can target feed your corals whatever you want. You can take away debris. Really handy tool to have. So whoever has corals or start growing frag tanks, get the turkey baster. It will do wonders. I try not sticking my hand in the water too much, but when you do, just make sure you wash it and you're thorough with it. But other than that, we'll probably get more ceramic plugs. There has been a little bit of diatoms which are sticking onto these new rocks, so that's probably going to take another cycle stage. But anyways, overall, yeah, things are looking great. It's looking good. Definitely, I think I planned out my new system. I'm going to have a 48-inch aquarium that's 20 inches in width, 48 in length, 20 inches in width, and probably about 14 inches high. So I'm probably going to hit around a shallow reef tank. So you guys will see that update in the future. But overall, this is my frag tank. And thank you for watching, everybody. And have a great night.